So we're now up to question number 17. We need to reflect triangle ABC across the line y equals x. Okay, so this is a different kind of a line. It's not parallel to the x or to the y-axis, but it's a line that goes through the origin, and it is at exactly a 45-degree angle to both the x and the y-axis. I'm going to carefully draw it as best as I can. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually use patty paper to help us here. So this is the line y equals x. And now, with the help of some patty paper, we're going to reflect this line, we're going to reflect across this line this triangle. Let's take our patty paper, let's put it on top, let's draw ourselves a line. We're going to trace this line through to the patty paper. Okay, and then keeping the patty paper still, we're going to mark down the locations of point A, point B, and point C. This is A, this is B, this is C. We can draw our lines. C. AB. And AC. Good. So now let us take our patty paper, pick it up, flip it over, and now let's line up our line again. Make sure those lines are right on top of each other as best as we can. Be sure of that. I'd say that's about right over there. Okay, good. And then let's draw our reflection. I'll take a pencil, I'll dig it into A, dig it into B, dig it into point C over there too. And let me just take a peek and see if we've got those points. Yeah, actually, we're very lucky. The points went right through the patty paper. So let's label our points A, B, and C. A prime, rather, B prime, and C prime. So these are the reflections. And now let's go ahead, draw our lines. Okay. Point B is here, point A is here, point C is here. Let's get our coordinates. And let's compare the coordinates of A, B, and C with A prime, B prime, and C prime. Let's start with A. Coordinates of A are -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma, positive y, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the coordinates of A prime are x is positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and negative y, so let me put down 4 there, and then negative y, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then negative y, 1, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's 4 comma negative 5. Let me look at the coordinates of point B. Coordinates of point B, starting from the origin, are negative in the x direction 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got a -4. And then in the y direction, we have a positive 1. Let's look at the coordinates of b prime. B prime, we get 1 in the x direction, positive 1 in the x direction. We have a 1 comma, and then in the y direction we have negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. And now let's put down the coordinates for point C. Point C is right on the y-axis, so the x-coordinate is 0, and the y-coordinate is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Point C prime is right on the y-axis, is right on the x-axis, so its x-coordinate is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and its y-coordinate is 0. So let's take a look at what happened to the coordinate values when we reflected points over the line y equal x. A started out by being negative 5, 4, but ended up being 4, negative 5. So the positions of the x and the y switched. The y value here, which was 4, became the x value here. And the x value here of negative 5 became the y value down here for a prime of negative 5. Let's look at point B. Point B started off with the coordinates negative 4, 1. But B prime ended up with the coordinates 1, negative 4. So again, the x and the y coordinate switched places. Finally, C started as point C is 0, 6, but the coordinates of point C prime are 6, 0. So in all cases, when the points were reflected over y equal x, the line y equal x, the resulting image ended up having the coordinates, the same coordinates, but switched in order. So a negative 5, 4 became a 4, negative 5, etc., etc. And in general, this is always going to be the case. So we can write that as a little bit of a rule. So somewhere in your notes, you should write down this, that when reflecting over the line, when reflecting a point, or we can say when a point x, y is reflected across the line y equals x, the resulting image is point y, x. Okay, so let's talk about, again, more specifics. If I took point 27 and reflected it across y equals x, so let's say the reflection across y equal x of 2, 7, that would equal 7, 2. The reflection across line y equal x of point negative 3, 16 would be 0.16, negative 3. The reflection across y equal x of 0.9, negative 2 would be the point negative 2, 9. Okay, so I think you see the pattern, and I think you understand the rule.